Action figures like this are why I love being a collector. This thing is just pure fun. Everything about this figure, all of its accessories, it's just a blast and so unique. Let's open it up, check it out, and of course do some toy photography. So, are you familiar with Plunderlings? They're a really cool and unique action figure line that just actually came out with a really, the coolest thing they've done yet. The Plunder Beak, which is available on Big Bad Toy Store and Plunderlings.com. And I did a whole video on this guy not long ago. And in that video, I kind of teased at this other guy right here, the Plunderfrog. Yes, you heard me right, the Plunderfrog. Frogs are my favorite animal, so this is something I'm wildly excited for. And this guy's finally ready! I can finally make a video on this guy because he's up for pre-order right now. He's up on the Plunderlings website and he's going to be up on Big Bad Toy Store very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. This is so cool. I love what Plunderlings does. They do some really cool and innovative action figure quality of life stuff. All these great magnets and interchangeable stuff. The way the wings on this guy works is so incredibly cool. If you haven't watched that video, definitely go watch. But anyway, seeing all of those cool personality, charming traits in an action figure, but in a frog now, I cannot wait. And I did hold these guys in hand at Legion's Con a while ago, so very, very excited. There's a few different colors out for this guy, but I've got the orange one, and as far as I know, this is gonna be the first and probably only Plunderfrog video, especially of the orange guy, for a while now. So this is gonna be really cool, and I'm really happy to be able to be the first one to make a video on this guy. So I'm really excited, and if you want to pick this guy up, I'll have the link in the description for Plunderlings.com, and then if you're watching this, a couple weeks later, I'll have the Big Bad Toy Store link there as well. But man, I cannot wait, and it's getting nice outside. I can do some nice photography outside with him. Cannot freaking wait. So one of the things that got me the most excited for this guy is the shape of its head. So it's got a tadpole kind of head. His head itself is a whole tadpole, and I think that's such a cute and brilliant move. And man, is that weird that that's the thing I'm looking forward to the most with this guy? So is this guy not incredibly cool as heck? Look at him, he's so cute. He's got 4 arms, look at his little feet. And then like I was just saying, look at that tadpole head. I love that. That's such a cool and smart idea to make this guy. There's so much uniqueness and personality in this action figure, and that is the coolest part. You know what, that's not necessarily the coolest part. This guy comes with so much stuff too. He's such a cool action figure. Oh my goodness. Before I filmed and started this, I went through and watched the whole stop motion video on everything, and I got a good idea of what everything's for that he comes with, and I'm just wow, these are so fun. What a cool idea. I just have so much respect for toy companies that are able to put out awesome action figures and be successful with their own ideas. You don't have to get licensing from Warner Brothers to make a Batman or whatever, you know what I mean? That's just so cool to me, and I love that. Even though I'm a sucker for the corporate stuff, I love me some Batman. Yeah. So, like I was just saying, he's got 4 arms, and they move nicely. Sorry, Venom. There's no Plunder Cat, as far as I know. We're just dealing with frogs right now. So all 4 arms, move beautifully, and we've got, you can get all the way back, forward, and when you have 4 arms, you really do get double the amount of posing options with an action figure. There's so much going on here, and it's kind of fun, to be honest. It's really fun. And legs, there are double jointed movements in the legs as well. Double jointed knees, sorry. Plenty of movement in the elbows. I think that's, sorry, and the ankles. Ankles are so important for getting a figure to stand. So incredibly important. And just the kind of pose I had him in before, where I had, just one hand up, the rest were kind of bent, because he's waving. I think it's so fun. And as far as the head moves, you've got a lot of movement there too. Even despite his little tadpole tail back there. Man, the orange and the blue work so well with the black spots. I love that so much. So as far as articulation goes, you've got a good looking figure. You've got a really great figure, and he feels good to move around too. It's definitely high quality. But man, just wait till you get into all the stuff he's got. So all of the Plunderfrogs are different besides just their colors. They all actually come with pretty distinctive kinds of accessories and stuff, and they all kind of interchange with each other if you get them all, which is really freaking cool. But he comes with 2 different pieces of headgear. So first, we've got his little hood, which I think is so cute. When you put it on, you kind of slip it on his little tail there, and now he's got his little hood on, which is so adorable. It's very, very fantasy-like, you know. And then you've also got this mask. So if you take his hood off, you've got this mask. Kind of looks like a chameleon a little bit, doesn't it? Looks like a chameleon little face. And that sticks on with a magnet. See how easy that goes on? So great. And then you can combine the two and put the hood on, and then you've got his almost little like witch doctor looking, maybe not witch doctor, but he seems almost, he's very magical looking when it comes to all this stuff, you know? And I think that's super cool. I think he's so incredibly cute. Like, look at that face. So I don't really want to have the mask on him. Even though the mask is cool, I prefer it without so much more. So he comes with 2 different heads as well, which just kind of look like little tadpoles on their own, just like swimming around. But he comes with this much more intense looking face, because we'll get into it. This guy is a warrior for sure. He's cute, but he's a warrior. So we've got this kind of mean looking face, and this face, which is my favorite. This face is so cool. It comes with, you know, his mouth wide open, he's smiling. Oh no. His mouth is wide open, he's smiling, you can see his tongue there. And so this tongue inside of here is actually interchangeable. Take that out, so pop this little tongue out, and you've got this long tongue. I love this. And you stick the long tongue right up in there, and then he's got his tongue sticking out. Oh my gosh, I love that. So we can pop his head right off and switch it out nice and easy. Love that. And then now he's got his tongue sticking out. I love that so much. I'm totally doing something with this when I do some photos. So he comes with a bunch of accessories too. First thing is this, and I believe this is one thing. I mean, you can use it however you want, but this is a shield that if you look at this spiral pattern on here, it's actually just this all curled up into a circle. So it's all one weapon that he shoots out, and then like it turns into a sword kind of thing. Or if you really want to, you can just use them both together, like a sword and shield. And the only reason I figured that out is from the stop motion video, the way that it kind of opens up like that. And both of these accessories are so awesome. They're beautiful, they feel nice, they're painted beautifully, you know, they're shiny, all that. They're really freaking cool. So these are just very inspired accessories. Really, really cool. Then we've got this little torch, which is, I love this. So it's got a little stick on the bottom there. And then this looks like, I don't know, maybe a seashell or something. And then we've got this really good looking fire on the top, which looks awesome. Like, this is such a cute accessory, and it's so just kind of matches him so nicely, I think. And you know, when you mix this with the hood and stuff, it looks fantastic. It really is a cool accessory. So you've got these 2 axes here next, which I think these are really good. Like they sound nice. Like, if you can hear that, it almost sounds like they're metal. They're not, but they sound like it. And these are great. So you can, you know, have him holding 2 of these, of course. But if you look on the back here, he's got this little clip on his back, so you can put a weapon and clip one of these on his back, you know, one of the axes or whatever you want to put on his back, you can do it. But if you look at his tongue, there's a little hole on there. You see that? There's a little hole on there. So you can take this other little clip thing, put it on his tongue. There we go. And then now he can be holding and swinging an axe with his tongue. Like, are you kidding me? Look at that. Dude is swinging an axe with his tongue, and he's so happy to be doing it. I love that so much. It's so cute. It's so cool. And then this combined with all the other accessories is great. And of course, obviously, he's got a ton of hands. So, you know, to match with all of his arms, he's got holding hands to go on all 4, as well as fists to go on all 4. And of course, when you're combining all of these things, there are so many different possibilities for poses. You know, there's so much going on, and this makes me so happy. I think this is so incredibly cool. What a freaking cool figure this is. So unique and well thought out. So as always, we gotta measure how big this guy is. He's not very big. He's a little guy, which works for him, I think. 4 inches? Yeah, maybe a little bit taller than 4. I mean, they are from the Plunderlings, and you know, when you usually add ling to the back of it, it's like small, like Plunderito, or Plundershin, or Plunderling. And so, here he is compared to the Plunderbeak. Obviously they scale perfectly, and they work together so nicely. It's kind of cool how, you know, these guys get all the wing action going on, and then these guys have all the arms and all of the accessories. It's so cool how well they balance each other out. And this is a magnet. Can I put this on him? Ah! I can put it on, just looks a little silly. There we go. So if you're kind of just wondering how he scales with your other figures, this is just a Marvel Legends. This is the Spider-Man Maximum, so he's clearly a lot smaller than that. I just had this guy laying around from the Pokemon video I did recently. This is the Greninja Blockies figure. I mean, they're both frogs. Look at their tongues. They should be friends with all this tongue action they got going on. So what are we giving this guy? A W or an L? It seems pretty obvious, right? I'm giving him a W. I had so much fun with this thing. You know, there are some figures that are, you know, beautiful and detailed and have so much going on. And sometimes just the more complexity, I don't know, there's almost like a pressure with those figures. This guy is just straight up fun. He is just so fun, and everything is so easy to switch around and convenient. It's clearly, you know, the whole made by action figure lovers for action figure lovers, whatever. But that's what's going on here. You can definitely tell that all of the quality of life things with these guys are made by collectors and action figure people, and I think they're so fun, and it's such a huge W, and I couldn't urge you to go and pick these guys up more. Plus, the people behind these guys are amazing people, and you know, I know them personally, and they're great. So all the more reason to check these guys out. Huge W for me. I'd love to know what you're thinking. Are you gonna pick them up? I'd love to know. So I definitely gotta do some toy photography. I don't know if I'm gonna do some warrior stuff with him or what, but he's a frog. I kinda wanna just do some frog stuff with him. I don't know. Definitely with that tongue. I'm using that tongue for sure. So let's go take a shot. So I'm here at People's Island, New York, in Cohoes. And my favorite place, I'm gonna go kind of down there to take a photo. It's pretty raging down there, so it might be a little loud, but I think we're gonna get a good shot. All right, I've made it down here, and like I said, it's pretty loud because of the water. So I actually spent a ton of time on that photo, went back home, went to edit. Everything was completely out of focus, and it was just, didn't work out. Didn't work out. It was really bad, and that happens every once in a while. I'm back at People's again. The sun is at a different side of the island, so I have to change gears and figure out a new shot for the Plunderfrog, and I'm sure I'll figure something out, but it's just a lesson learned. You know, I was feeling really confident with where I had everything on the focus line, and I didn't double check to make sure it was in focus. So I gotta do it again. Here I am. So let's figure out something good and learn a lesson. It was very frustrating at first, but it's okay. I'm sure I'll finish this and I'll like it even more. Okay, let's go. All right, I have found a good spot. It is far less raging over here. The water level's still pretty high, but I found a good spot. Lighting is still good. And I'm gonna, I think, do the same kind of thing. Let me show you what I got. So there's a little, kind of like a little beach here, almost. And I've got the Plunderfrog lodged in there with my Mezco stand. And camera's down like this. And he's gonna be kind of jumping out of the water. And I'm gonna do a little bit of splashing, and I'm gonna also clone the figure. So I'm gonna take multiple photos where the figure is in different places. So maybe one down there, over here, here, maybe just one or two times. And see, that was what I did wrong last time. I cloned the figure, but I didn't get the focus right. So this time I will get the focus right, hopefully. And so that's all that's gonna happen. I'm gonna take maybe one of him jumping out, make some splashes, and then do another shot of him just kind of maybe standing on the beach there. I'm not really sure. And then put them all together in Photoshop. So my shutter speed is actually at 5,000 right now. It's very high because it's very bright, you know, and I'm gonna have some splashes going on. And when you're having fast moving particles like water splashing. When your camera's moving fast, it's gonna help that out. So the faster your camera, the easier it is to pick up fast stuff. And my aperture's at 2.5, I think. Yeah, I might turn it up maybe a little bit higher just so I can get a little bit more of a focus area. So the other figures might be in focus, and then more of the ground and everything else will be in focus as well. So I might turn that up, I'm not sure. And then my ISO is at 400 as always. So these types of things that happen, they're a blessing in disguise. I almost feel like this is gonna end up being a much better photo than the other one. And it's a good learning experience, but if this ever happens, go out and do it again. It might feel terrible at first, like, you know, your shot's ruined, but it'll be so worth it to go back out and do it again, even if you gotta start from scratch. So that's what I don't know. This has happened to me many times. But I'm gonna take the shot and I'll see you in the post photo breakdown. Okay, now we can finally do the post photo breakdown for the Plunderfrog. And you know what? I'm actually almost kind of glad the first one didn't work out, because I really like this one much better. So much better. Like, everything about this one is better. The idea was better, the location is better, and just kind of worked out. I know I thought I needed to have 3 of them in there, which I really didn't. Just the 2 of them is perfect. The way they're looking at each other, you know, it just all worked out well. And I don't know, lesson learned. You know, things happen for a reason. And so anyway, the photo itself does look quite great. The lighting is good. Both of these boys are in wonderful focus, crisp, and the splash actually really looks good. The splash really looks like he's jumping out. Perfect. And so this is one of the other photos I used, you know, to grab this guy and put him over with this one. This photo here is actually the original one with the splash. So one of the things I did was I really focused on changing the water a lot and getting rid of all the brownish, you know, the water isn't very nice looking in the river right now. It's really not. So it does look a bit more blue and clear, which is really nice. I did try also to make this more green, this little bush area, and it just didn't really work out. I could have probably done some generative whatever, but I just left it there. It's just kind of how the climate is right now, and that's just kind of how it looks, and that's okay. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Give me some critiques, as always. Has this ever happened to you where you had to go and redo it and you're happy afterwards? I'd love to know. Let's just run the end of the video. So, are you already a collector of Plunderlings? If you are, I'm really curious to know what you think of these new installments, the Frog and the Beak. And even if this is your first experience with them, I'm curious what you think. I'm certainly a fan now, and I think the Frog is definitely my favorite thing they've done for sure. But if you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. This photo, as always, will be posted up onto Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And if you want to follow my work on any of those platforms, it's all linked in the video description below. And as always, thank you so much for watching and getting all the way to the end of the video. And I hope to see you in the next one.